If it's one thing Hollywood is always going to do, is give viewers an unnecessary remake or a reboot. Did we need this movie? No, but it gave us some cool moments. This has to be one of the dumbest cinematic universes to live in, and we are talking spoilers, so if you have not seen this movie yet, come back later. Final Destination Bloodlines is a movie that I wasn't really that excited to see, but I do have a history with this franchise, so I figured I'd check it out. I saw the original when I was a kid, and it made me terrified of getting on an airplane. Like most millennials, those movies also ruined those trucks with trees on the back, and I'm not even exaggerating. I move every single time I see one of those trucks. When the first movie came out, it was entertaining, it was new, it was a fresh, original idea, and then Hollywood, wanting to squeeze every drop out of that original movie, decided to turn this into a franchise that has been going on for the last 25 years. While I don't think any of these movies are particularly great, it's one of those movies that are fun to watch. Not every film needs to be an Oppenheimer or a Dune-like movie. Final Destination 5 had a plot twist that I didn't see coming, and it's kind of embarrassing, but to me, that was one of the best plot twists that I've ever seen. This franchise has given us a lot of classic moments over the years, but does Bloodlines do anything new, and does it do anything that feels like it's pushing this franchise forward in any way, shape, or form? Absolutely not. Just like with the other ones, this is a bad, good movie, if that makes sense. But let's start with the things that I do like about this film. The opening scene is a 10 out of 10. I know when you see me, you see a very handsome, bearded man that gives off a very intimidating presence. Don't worry, you get used to it. But I'm not embarrassed to say this, I live my truths. I'm terrified of heights. Like, I don't like flying, I don't like ladders, I don't like skyscrapers, I don't even like escalators. I'm being dead serious. I'm not exaggerating. So when I saw this opening scene, it made me feel like absolute shit. And I'm saying that in a good way. So like with all these movies, you have this opening scene that shows all these people having a horrific death, and off the top of my head, this might be the best opening scene in the franchise. So at the beginning of the movie, we get this couple and they're going on a dinner date, and we get this grand opening of a new restaurant, and as soon as I saw how tall that building was, I said, hell no. I would have passed out just from getting on that elevator. But this is a Final Destination movie, so we all know what's gonna happen. The movie is giving us little hints, like the radio is playing all this creepy music. It's a kid on the elevator stomping on the glass floor. One of the elevator workers said, you know, this building was finished 5 months early. As soon as I heard that, my black ass would have said, take me back down to the lobby right now. But the couple eventually gets upstairs. Everything is beautiful, everything is perfect. The guy gets down on one knee, he proposes. The girl says, you're not gonna spend the rest of your life with me, you're gonna spend the rest of your life with us. She tells him that she's pregnant. And then you got this dumbass kid that throws a penny. Apparently, a penny is the most dangerous object in the entire world. But the penny ruins everything. The penny gets sucked into a vent, and I think it hit a chandelier. A piece of the chandelier fell down and cracked the dance floor. Everybody's on the floor having a good time. Nobody notices that the floor beneath them is cracking, but then the floor cracks, you know, people fall down. It's a woman that gets set on fire. It's a dude that gets split in half on the elevator. Everything about this scene was amazing. And then we get the actual movie. The reason we watch these movies is to see people die, which I know is weird, but some of them were pretty cool. Like, I saw a preview of the tattoo shop before the film came out, and I would have loved this scene even more if I didn't know what was gonna happen. I thought that was an amazing scene. The scene with the broken piece of glass falling into the ice almost made me want to throw up, but I feel like it would have impacted me even more if the glass piece was smaller, because I feel like you would cut your lip, you might cut your mouth, but I feel like for most people, you would notice a big ass piece of glass sticking out of your cup. The entire cookout scene felt like it was 10 minutes of edging, and the dad stepping on the glass was kind of a letdown for me. I feel like drinking it would have been worse, and then all the other stuff could still happen. The hospital scene in general, I'll talk more about in a second, but that death with the MRI machine, I thought that was incredible. I've been inside one of those before. I've always hated those things. You had this super powerful magnet ripping out nipple piercings and penis piercings. Thank God they didn't show that. That was probably the most brutal death in this movie to me. The actor Richard Harmon, that's my dog. I feel like he plays the same character in almost everything that I've seen him in. He plays a character named Murphy in the show that I love called The 100. great show. I'm gonna talk more about the general acting in a second, but I thought his acting was great. The legend Tony Todd, rest in peace. This man had maybe 5 minutes of screen time and he gave the best performance in the movie. Knowing that he passed away in real life made everything he was saying about time and making sure that you enjoy time as much as you can while you have it, it made it hit that much harder. He was amazing. The production in this movie was pretty good in some spots, but overall, that's pretty much all that I liked about this film. Everything else was pretty stupid. So the acting in this movie, I thought was terrible. I don't think I've seen any of these actors or anything else, so maybe they're good in other stuff, but they just didn't have anything to work with here. The lead actress who plays Stephanie, I'm sorry, she didn't do it for me. The mom, Darlene, was awkward to me, and the brother with the peanut allergy was terrible. I feel like for us as the viewers, we know that this is one of those movies that you just turn your brain off and you enjoy all the ridiculous things that you're seeing. But this film, I feel like, tried to take themselves way too seriously at points, and it kind of ruined the film. Like, I do not care about this family. All the, we gotta do this together, we gotta believe in the heart of the cards. Like, the two brothers tried to have like a real emotional moment in the hospital when the one brother was about to eat peanut butter. Bro, I do not care. Just hurry up and die so we can move on. The logic in this movie was so stupid. My man was in a tattoo parlor, surrounded by fire, a big explosion goes off. This man does not have a single burn because of a leather jacket. A leather jacket, not a burn on his face, not a burn on his neck, not a burn on his hands, not a burn on his legs, nothing, because he had a leather jacket. I know, turn your brain off, turn your brain off. And like the main character, she keeps having these bad dreams and she wants to know more about the tall building that her grandmother was at and what exactly happened that day. And I'm like, you ain't got Google? You ain't got Chat GPT or whatever it's called? And then the grandmother's house made absolutely no sense to me. She's trying to defend herself. She's trying to protect herself. But her front yard looked like the most dangerous place in the world. She has these giant wooden spikes that look like she's preparing for a zombie apocalypse. She has sharp objects everywhere. And I get you can say, but she doesn't go outside. I get that. But why would you do that? Like, I thought a majority of that hospital scene was dumb as shit to me. Like, I understand the logic in terms of this movie, but the brother's thinking about killing a baby so they can get more time. And then the stupid ass brother is gonna tilt over a vending machine that could easily squish his brother. And then they picked the MRI room of all the rooms. Like, it was so many stupid things in this movie. The ending of this movie felt kind of rushed, in my opinion. Like, I didn't feel any sort of satisfaction with that ending. Like, first off, that house exploded like it was laced with C4 or something. The mother survives. She says, go save your sister. And then she dies immediately. She dies 2 seconds after saying that. So the brother then goes and saves his sister. He thinks he broke the chain. He thinks she was dead and he brought her back to life. We learn that he didn't actually break the chain. And then they get attacked by these random ass trains. They survive the trains, and what do you know? Some random tree log comes and kills both the siblings. And then that's the end of the movie. That damn penny. This is one of those stupid movies like Fast and the Furious, Godzilla, and Kong. Turn your brain off and just enjoy it as much as you can. Like, yes, I want to see a giant lizard suplex a monkey. As of this recording, Final Destination Bloodlines is projected to make around $46 million in its opening weekend, which would be the best opening weekend in franchise history. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a critic score of 92% and a fan rating of 91%. Y'all are smoking crack, the finest of rocks. Maybe this is one of those films that I just don't understand. Maybe I'm missing it, but there's no way in hell I'm giving this movie an 8 or a 9. I'm gonna give this movie a 6. This was an above average film to me. The opening scene in this movie was a 10 out of 10, and I was kind of disappointed as soon as we went to the modern day. It had some cool kills here and there. The acting from Tony Todd and Richard Harmon were great, but this story was so stupid. The acting wasn't that great, and most of the kills didn't do anything for me. I do have a quick question though, because I have seen all the Final Destination movies, but it's been a while since I watched them, so maybe I just don't remember. But I remember clearly in the first movie, if you were able to avoid death, it would temporarily skip you and go to the next person. I remember that was the ending of the first movie. The guy saved the main character, he dodged the sign, and then it came back and hit him. Did they get rid of that in one of the later movies and I just don't remember? Because I was thinking that in this film, I was like, if you avoid death, shouldn't it just skip you and go to the next person? But maybe I'm tripping, maybe I just don't remember. Like I said, it's been a while. But thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new here. We talk about a bunch of different things on this channel. What are your thoughts on this movie? Did you like it or did you love it? Am I tripping? Is this movie like a 9-10 level film and I'm just completely wrong? Let me know in the comment section below. Love you guys. As always, remember to tell somebody that you love them. Until next time, see you in the next life.